Okay, I'm back. We were talking more football. This guy with this car, I tell you, I'm going to run him into a ditch one day. Loud vehicles like that should not be on the road. You hear me, Popo? Find that fool. Anyway, here we are. We're talking football one more time. So we already talked one play. I don't even remember what it was called. Basically, it was like an end around pass that scored a touchdown. Play number 2 that we just talked about recently was the freedom play, which meant freeze, dumbass. And that was a very good play. He didn't get us tons of yardage, but it got us first downs at times in periodic increments. So now we're on play number 3. And I'm just going to call it, I don't even remember what we called this. I think we just called it Montana, if I'm not mistaken. I know everybody talks about Peyton Manning using the Omaha call and everything. Well, actually, this was many years ago, and I put this play in called Montana before Omaha was ever even famous, best of my knowledge. But it had nothing to do with Omaha or anything. But this is kind of really unusual, awkward, but very, very successful. I'm going to try and back this up a little bit more so you can see a little bit better. So in the first video I talked about, I said the video a couple of videos ago when I was talking about splits, the alignments for offensive linemen, I told you traditionally the splits between the center and the guard would be 18 to 24 inches depending on what type of offense you ran. But I created this play because we had a lot of weaknesses on our freshman football team. We just weren't, we had a lot of bodies, just not a lot of talented bodies, and we had a horrible defensive coach. So even though I felt we were way better on the offensive side, which is what I coach, and I also coach special teams, I decided we got to get creative, find something that's going to get us chunks of yards. So we came up with the Montana play. So what I'm going to try and show you is, hopefully you can see this okay. Yeah, you can see, okay, you can see the shoes. So traditionally, I'm going to move the clipboard over. Hopefully you can still see me, okay? Hopefully you can still hear me too. So now we're almost at like 1.5 yards. So on this play that we called Montana, I told all the players on the offensive line, we want 3 to 5 yard splits, extremely wide splits. I mean, like you could drive a truck between the guard and the center and stuff like that. I wanted to spread that defense out. So I'm going to show you with this shoe. You can still see it in the picture. That is probably, let me back this camera up a little bit because that's not even a very good depiction. That is probably 3 yards or so. And in a perfect world, I would do it wider, but with the camera angle and your ability to hear me, it probably wouldn't be wise. But anyway, so what we would do is, let me get the clipboard. This is the play from the video a couple of videos ago. Picture basically the same formation right here. Don't look at all the lines that we already used, but we were the splits. Picture the splits being way wider. I mean, like way wider. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it right here just to keep it real. I'm not a very good diagrammer on the fly, but so if you see here, here's the two twins receivers on the left, twins right, real wide gaps here. And we have the quarterback in shotgun formation. I'm going to put Q here. That's the running back. So what we would do is, this was interesting because what's going to happen is your defensive linemen have to match up. Basically, you would either have a linebacker here or a nose tackle. I'm just using X to represent a defender that would have to go head up. If they decided to all crash inside, you snap the ball to the quarterback, he tosses it outside, boom, we got a touchdown. So however they adjust to that play, you're going to have a scoring opportunity. So we had contingency plans based on their alignment. But we ran this play a couple times, and I'm going to show you how it went. But the second to the last game that I ever coached, we played a school called Dunbar High School. I think it was Dunbar High School or North Fort Myers. They both wore red. But they smoked us. Like, it was really bad. It was like 50-6 or something. They had a running back that should have been like all-state running back on varsity. And the next week he got promoted to varsity, and he never looked back. He was really good running back. But so I'm going to tell you how that went. So this is where acting comes into play. I'm going to move the camera just a little bit closer just so you can hear me. You're not going to see everything, but I'm going to try and portray what the quarterback would do, what I told him to do. He's back here in shotgun. You want to be 5 yards deep from the center when you're in shotgun. You're here. I told him to survey the field, make sure the linemen are wide. You have a very wide field, big gaps, big lanes and everything. So he would come up, he would start pointing, panicking. Montana, Montana, Montana left, Montana right, da-da. He's doing all this. And then he would jump under center. Before he would jump under center, he would tap the center's ass. If he tapped his left cheek, that meant he's going right. So if he taps the left cheek, you're blocking to the left. You're blocking that lineman away to the left side. If he taps his right cheek, it means he's going to the left, based on what the quarterback sees. So rather than being a shotgun, all of a sudden he's going to get under there, take the ball from center, and at that point, he's taking one step back, and then he's reading what's happening, and then he's going to run. That play worked pretty good, but I'm going to show you how it worked better to perfection. The last game of the year, the last game I ever coached football. Really cool play. Okay, so we see this running back here. So basically, in this play, you're seeing the linebacker here, that diagrammed here. It's showing him kind of like as a nose guard. But picture him being like right here, and forget all this other crap around. I'm going to circle him. He's the middle linebacker. So what we did is we send this tailback in motion over here. And now, since he's in motion, there's 3 receivers to the left. That is called a trips formation. That means 3 players, trips. So what happens is we do that. This linebacker goes over there, because they're basically in man coverage. And now, guess what? There's nobody here in that lane. So the quarterback, his name was Cody. Real nice, large kid for a freshman. He was about 6'3", I don't know, 200 pounds. Really good athlete, but he had a real badly sprained ankle. But we needed him. We had him taped up and everything. So he's doing everything to perfection. He's yelling, Montana, 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 Montana. And then what we do is he lifts his leg. When he lifts his leg, that sends the running back, the tailback, whatever you want to call him, in excuse me, in motion. Then he calls his cadence. And as he's doing that, he's looking all animated. He's barking orders, Montana, 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 over here. Leroy, block down left. He's just making up all this stuff. Sorry, a bug. Bug got in my throat here. So then he comes up real quickly, gets under center, taps the center's butt, gets the ball, boom, guess what happens? 60 yards straight down the center of the field. He did not score a touchdown because he was hobbled so bad, but literally that preserved the game. We beat them. The following week after they destroyed us, I forget what the score was. We won by, I think, like a touchdown or whatever. But anyway, that's a little bit of football. I feel like John Gruden. I'm not John Gruden, but it's really cool when you're a football coach and you have to get innovative to deal with what you have, the cards you're dealt. And those were 3 football plays I remember vividly as a high school football coach. So remember, every time you hear Omaha, Omaha, Montana came first. And so that was fun. Those were some good times, some really bad times, but that's it. So remember, whatever you do, don't throw a pick 6.